I can dash whenever you want.
Ready?
Yeah, ready.
Instead of saying I can dash whenever you want, just say, can you guys drop your utility? I'm going to go out, right? So just like demand things. You can't be, stop asking for things, just demand things.
Go.
Obviously,
will.
within reason, you know, don't be. What in the are we doing? What was that?
Carry on. I was
Your facial
thinking.
expression is exactly how I felt after watching that go down.
I was in a silly, goofy mood. That's what I would say.
According to YouTube, I do not have enough subscribers to sustain myself. So please like and subscribe, and if you want a coaching session, click the top link in the bio. Otherwise, sit back and take some notes and enjoy the video.
So the first thing you should do whenever loading into a game is look at the enemy's team comp and see what they have, right? So for example, like, do they have all the roles fulfilled, right? So they have Astra, which is going to be your smokes, your Sova is going to be main your reveal, your Raze is going to be your main entry, your Rain is going to fulfill the flash role, and then Sage is going to fulfill the Sentinel role. So the biggest thing you could take away from this, like immediately, is that they're probably going to have gaps when you're switching to attack, and that they don't have any hard flashes. So playing close angles is something that you can do whenever you're on eco rounds or that sort of thing. So that's like the first thing you should take away from it. Otherwise, their team comp is pretty standard. Also, that they don't have an Omen blind, because obviously Omen's pretty good on this map, and we'll explain why later. But they don't have an Omen blind, so this allows us to play super aggressive in the mains. And no, Omen does not count as a flash roll. He just has a flash. But it is something you have to be worried about, especially on a map like Ascent. So immediately we have a problem. Okay, so immediately, it was funny that you said you think you'd be impressed. Immediately we have a problem, and that's about pre-round communication. So this is something that's super important. If you ever watch, I think Tarek is really big about yelling at his teammates about this. So Tarek is actually a goat for it. But basically in the pre-round, you want to be communicating what your intentions are or what you plan to do. So for example, balls, best fucking word in the English dictionary, by the way. You want to tell your Sova what you plan on doing, or if you need any utility from him. So for example, if you want to peek B main, you could say, hey Sova, shock dart off my contact, right? So that's like an idea of a play you can have where Sova isn't actually peeking, but you'll be taking contact here. And then as you take contact, Sova releases his one bounce shock, and they're eating a free 75 damage on pistol run. That's insane, right? So that's super good. What rank is this? Plat 3. But so notice Sova throws a shock without any contact. He essentially wasted utility, where if you communicated at that him, he'd have utility for retake. So not only does it help you, because it helps you in the fight, because like if you body shotted one of them and then they get hit by the shock dart, they die. But it also helps your Sova with you know, utility conservation. So pre-round comms are going to be something that's super important. You'll notice it. Also, I don't like how fast you rotate off B main here. You do it like, you rotate like almost immediately. I would have rather had you sit here for like a couple seconds.
The thing is that in like this elo, like it's super rare that they default. Like,
well, yeah, I'm not concerned about them defaulting. I'm concerned about the fact that they haven't made contact literally anywhere else on the map.
Okay.
I'm fine with you rotating off of contact. I'm not fine with you rotating off of intuition. Right? At the start of the game, you can rotate off intuition as the game goes on. Right, as you learn what their play style is, but at the start, without knowing what's going on, right, without any contact, you can't just rotate for no reason, even in lower elos.
Okay.
Because like, see, you're like, oh, A, and then you realize they have no contact at A. You're like, oh, maybe they're mid, and now you're going mid, right? Because you're desperate for the information. When in reality, the places you started at, you could have just stayed there and you would have been fine, because you got an information in an accurate way. Okay, your Sova's out, so you go out and you fight with him. Okay, let's see what happens here.
Really cringe. Ow.
Okay, so it's not that anything like crazy per se happens here. The biggest thing I want to say is just kind of like communicate with your teammates and slow down but what you want to do. So for example here, you notice how the door's closed?
Actually, yeah.
The door's closed, so the only thing that they have to look at is what?
Heaven,
right? So essentially you guys are walking out one at a time versus 4 to 5 people just staring at heaven. Which is really bad, right? So what you want to do, You
Okay.
always break the door, right? That's like the general rule of thumb is you typically just want to make sure the door is broken. Then you want to coordinate how your retake's going to go. Like, so for example, what utility do we have? Maybe we have a Sova dart, whatever. Your teammates will call them what utility they have for the most part. But yeah, our goal should be to communicate and be like, hey, I'm going to go cat. I'm going to go tree and break the door. Let's re-clear cat first. So like you make sure there's no late work. So you just like walk out cat, re-clear it. And then after the door is broken. So now we just retake from 2 sides, which becomes a lot easier than just trying to 5-man out heaven, right? Typically you only need 2 people towards the door though, so.
Okay.
Might be above.
Also, when you come out of the smoke here, this is
What a strat.
something called like I don't know. I mean, it's just basically crosshair placement. You want to put your crosshair in the most likely threat angle possible, right? So for example, where are the traditional places where people hold, at A site, they can hold this front side dice, back dice, generator, or jump up box. Those are the most common places. So I want your crosshair to be at one of those 4 locations. But what's even worse about this is we have our Sova that's already out, giving us information on whatever's on the map. Obviously, I can't see your map, but I can see your beautiful face, right? But we can't see what's on the map. But you would have seen the sage on the map. So you should have had your crosshair in the direction of the sage when you walked out of the smoke. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never watched myself, but it feels so weird. It genuinely feels so weird.
But yeah. So here we don't ever need to look back towards main, but because of how ranked teammates are, they're kind of stupid. What you want to do instead of positioning yourself backwards, you have 2 options here. You can either come fight up with your Reyna and play close, or you can sit right here and then support your Reyna as she dismisses away, right? But you don't want to stand here because then you're leaving yourself open to main. And if your Killjoy is a little like she is, hiding under hell, right, then there's a chance that somebody walks out A main and just kills you for free. So you want to be aware of your active positioning. Now, I mean, that's basically it. So unless your Killjoy is like hard holding, like standing out where you were, hard holding A main, or like heaven hard holding, you would not want to be in this position. You'd want to be over here. Because it's about like situational, like angle awareness, right? It's not terrible, but yeah, you'd want to just keep looking at cat there because you almost died because you keep looking towards main. And the reason why you keep looking towards main is because you realize you're in a dangerous spot. Like you realize subconsciously that I am exposed to A main and cat. But the best way to avoid that is just stop being exposed from A main and solely fight cat. So it's about your positioning. Does that make sense? A little bit of whiffs, but it was a good active position to take. I like this. We stand out in the middle of the open. You're not scared to break the Reyna eye. It's all good. Here you should be actively fighting, by the way. So you shouldn't be hiding behind here. The reason why you can actively fight is because there's a smoke in front of you. So notice how there's a smoke main. You need to start treating smokes almost in a sense of like walls.
What?
Somebody got into my Valo plants. Probably have to rechange it. No drawing in my Valo plant, please. Anyway, so the idea is you want to treat your smokes almost like walls. The idea here is that like this is like a wall, and if they try to walk through our said wall, we'll get an advantage inside of the gunfight because we also have 2 people supporting us, right? We don't want to like stand out in the middle of the open without our dash. We want to stand close, but we still want to be holding the smoke. Does that make sense? Yeah, because a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll give up the smoke, right? You spammed all your bullets, which force you to reload, right? Whatever. But then you stayed behind this wall for an additional like 3 seconds while already having 25 bullets, right? You just want to stand on the edge. Like literally right here and just like hold the smoke. You want to re-peek, hold the smoke, because if they try to run out, you'll just have like a strict advantage in the gunfight.
Okay.
And then here, I think peeking lane is like after you've fallen off the angle, I think re-peeking this position without dash is incredibly troll. I don't know what a lot of high UO player coaches think, but I would just rather see you fall back to site and either play it from here or fall back all the way to back boathouse and then isolate your fights from there. Because in reality, like trying to take this fight is just a weird angle and you're exposing yourself to a lot of angles at the same time because you're so close to the wall. So I can't tell if there's a smoke down for us, but I don't know if there is. But if there isn't a smoke, you should just ask for one, right? So whenever there's a lot of people towards your side of the map, right? So say 2 more A main, can I get a smoke A main? Does that make sense? Asking for smokes is like the most important thing in the world. Okay, also here, I mean, you're pre-aiming the angle you want to peek from, but I'd rather have you holding off. I'd rather have your crosshair be here because actively peeking without a smoke there is troll anyway, so you might as well hold for when they run out. Just letting you know.
Me getting killed here was genuinely. I just don't know what to say. Look at this. Look at this. It's comical. It's a
I mean,
clown show.
You do get double satcheled on by a raise, but it's really because there's no smoke down. Like, because we didn't communicate with our teammate to ask for a smoke. Oh, that's pretty. Because we didn't communicate for our teammates to ask for a smoke, there was no smoke. And since there's no smoke, we have to stay here. Like, we can't transition to dice. They don't even have to worry about dice, right? We're just chilling. Like, we have to stay here, and there's like no other option for us, right? If that makes sense.
What?
So we're basically forcing ourselves stuck in a position because we don't ask for a smoke. You go op, which is fine. And you have the intuition that they're going mid, which I don't mind the read of. Oh, okay. So that's how you're feeling. I see you. I see you.
That's like a normal Willius shot. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
That is like textbook almost.
Okay.
That is almost textbook.
So it's a great shot, but what we do after is something that I'm not a fan of. Okay. So notice how we immediately get smoked off here, right? We get smoked off, and now we're just like, okay, our op has 0 value in this position, right? So there's 2 ways we can either go about this. We can transition and change our spot to B main, right? And we can play B main now and like shift our op around the map. And with us playing B main, it allows one of our teammates to like shift over to A, or we can shift over to cat and we can hold tree, right? But we want to change the location of where our op is, because let's be honest, when you see an op in ranked and somebody kills you with an op, oh, let's go somewhere else, right? So by naturally predicting and changing your location with your op, it's going to get more value because they're more likely to walk into you. But yeah, but the big thing here is me as Jet see smoke. They're not going to try to walk through the smoke. If they do, then I guess I'm just wrong. But there's a high probability they won't walk through the smoke, right? Which means that we're going to get low value from the op. It's a good smoke. You're going to cross with it? Yeah, this is a little inefficient, but okay. So this is a good base idea. So the base idea in your head was like, I'm gonna smoke here so I can cross and take the fight on this guy. But you just like hesitated for some reason.
I was scared.
Yeah, don't be scared. You had the right play. I think the play was good. Like, you genuinely had a good idea. You just like didn't do it. So this is also something about decision making. Whenever you make a decision from now on, I want you to just go with it. Right? I want you to just do it, right? Because when you just do it, what happens is that you'll be able to learn from it. So if this ended up being a bad play, well, it's not immortal, guys. Guys, don't lie. This is let me put the rank on screen for you idiots in my chat.
Bro, it's okay. I am immortal. What do you guys say? I am immortal.
There we go.
I am immortal. I am immortal.
You will be. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the kind of mindset I want you to believe. I want you to believe you're an immortal player. Well, not believe you're an immortal player, but believe you're somebody that's improving towards immortal. And believe that's somebody that will be immortal. I don't want you to say you're immortal because that's called delusion. But I want you to say that I will be immortal. There we go. That's a different mindset.
Simple as that.
Yeah. So I think a really good way to approach this is, you notice how every time you kind of get that first kill, you don't know what to do. So you're mid-rounding a cheeks. This is why you're bad at Sova and Fade, by the way. It's like, because Sova and Fade's about how do you get information in the mid-round, how do you position yourself in the mid-round, right? You'll get 1 kill, and then you'll just like go in random directions and hope that it pans out, right? What I want you to do is like have a play like, oh, I'm gonna get this kill, then I'm gonna dash lane, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna position myself on the lane jump up, and I'm gonna look for another fight, and then after I get my other fight, then I'm gonna fall back into boathouse and then take more fights if possible, right? I want you to have that pre-route planned in your head. So like, for example, right, it's like here we have a killjoy here, so it's like, how do we want to position ourselves? We're gonna look for this aggressive play, and they're gonna go from there. Also, they're probably gonna go B again. I'd be shocked if they end up going A. No, they end up going A. All right, you're a prophet. Valid. All right, so this is literally a team that just goes A, B, A, B. They don't care about whether they win or not. He ended Diamond 2 last act, chat. Okay, so we go for a fast like I'm actually a big fan of this play because they don't have a hard senti. Oh, this is good. Walk close right. Yeah. No, wait, you're trolling. Okay, why are you trolling here?
Because I took my knife out?
No.
Oh.
Why do you try to peek this guy main?
Oh, wait, because he's the killjoy ult.
Yeah, so he has to come.
Wait,
to you,
I'm
right?
actually brain dead.
Yeah.
Wait. How did I... Bro, I'm actually like silly in the head.
Yeah, so you had two options, right? Option 1 was to position yourself behind this box and then they'll walk in, but they might hard clear you, which puts you at like an angle disadvantage. Option 2 is literally just to sit close right here and hard hold this guy. right? Option 3 is to sit right here and like super late lurk and basically try to kill the person after he's already running back into main. That is also an option. But yeah, those are your 3 options. And you chose option 4 to run and take a fight on this guy when he'd be prepared. You are in a position.
Am I alive?
You're panicking.
I was lost.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I would have been lost too. Peek this guy. Man, you are really intent on somebody being in this main.
Because typically someone plays main.
Yeah, but like, okay, so like I agree somebody could play main. I don't think it's like a wrong thought process in the sense, but at the same time, like we want to get this trade and let our teammates trade the guy main if he kills us. We want to kill this guy right here. You need to shoot it. This drone, shoot it. Like just back off the angle, shoot the drone. Don't let the drone get any more information. This drone's gonna tag you. Thank God the Sova's like has the IQ of a 5-year-old because he just cancels his drone afterwards when he doesn't even have ult. But like this drone essentially would have tagged you and then kept flying forward and would have been able to clear either generator or dice, which would have made it even easier for them to entry onto the site. But yeah, you want to make sure you break the utility, and then going forward, yeah, that's basically it. The biggest thing that I want you to take away from your defense side is that you need to ask for your teammates to come fight with you, right? So it's like, hey, like you have the idea that you want to fight for neutral space, which is really good, but you want to fight for the mains, right? Which I really like. You obviously don't need to hard commit. Like asking for utility will make things a lot easier. So for example, asking for a brimstone one way would have been fantastic because then they, you know, they have to deal with this and then they have to blow utility to force you out of A main, which means they have less utility to force you off of site. Does that make sense?
About to get played like a fucking fiddle.
Okay. Wait.
Played like a fiddle.
Wait, we won the round. Why don't we buy Vandal? Wait, why'd you sell for Singer?
Did I buy Stinger? Honestly, that was like the worst round I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Holy.
That's even worse. Okay. Okay. So the rule of thumb, if you win a round, you need to get this in your head. You buy. That's it. You full. Unless, right, the only time you bonus is if you win pistol and then you win second and then you're bonusing on third, right? That's the only time you bonus. But if you, let's say you win the rebuy, so like let's say you force buy on second round and you win it, then you just buy because you have a Vandal.
But right? I'm scared if they have shotgun, I waste 2,900 credits.
If you use utility properly, you do not waste 2,900 credits. Agreed?
Yes.
So like,
I'm just scared that I'm sometimes losing my money. No, it's like with inflation and the economy being so rough nowadays. It's just,
yeah, but
like,
the beautiful
really
part is we're a team, right? So imagine like instead of it being against the government though, you're losing your money, but like you also have friends that are picking up your money. So like your whole team is like a team building economy experience. If you die with a Phantom, your teammates pick up a Phantom and then they can buy you a Phantom the next round.
True. Pushed up. I heard it.
Good patience. Good job. We don't need to push this. I mean, we can if you really want to. But when you're aggressively fighting for that, typically the other side of the map's weaker, right? But you guys just want to do this, so this is fine. You just wait. Go out at 4 seconds, right?
Wait, just wait.
Okay, you can wait for the suck here. Typically when Killjoy ults out, you want to run out about 4 seconds.
I see.
The reason why is because it just gives you time to scale onto site without them being able to retake fast like they are here.
Has a bucky. I'm 1 HP, I can't.
Okay, when you're 1 HP, you want to lead the charge, fun fact.
Really?
Yes, so when you're low HP, you want to maximize the value you're going to get out of the rest of your life and allow your teammates that are full HP to trade you. So let's say, for example, you have your full HP teammate go first, right, in this situation. Okay, the goal here is when you're low HP, you want like your Reyna trailing you. So like let's say you're in inverse positions like this. You're Jet Reyna and she's full HP and you're 1 HP. Let's say this guy one taps the Reyna and then shoots you in the chest, right? That's like terrible. Where if she headshots you and hits a nice shot on you, it doesn't matter, right? Because you're 1 HP. On top of that, if your Reyna gets a trade, she's more likely to do less damage to your Reyna than she is to do the first person, which just means you're gonna get full, like your next teammate is gonna have full HP. Does that make sense?
But like, I view myself as a high value male, so like, so like, I feel like it's more important from
A high value
to...
male wouldn't be Plat 3. It's all good.
I don't take any mid peaks, which is a little bit brain dead.
Fun fact, actually, we'll talk about this. A lot of times, unless you have an operator, peeking this angle as a defender or peeking this angle as an attacker is disadvantageous for the defense team. Do you know why?
Really?
Yes.
Why? Wait, actually, wait. This is actually a good point.
Okay, so the reason why this is disadvantageous is because it's about the concept of risk versus reward, right? So let's say you're a jet here, right? And you're ego peeking this, and then their jet peaks, right? If they kill you, not only do they get map space because they're going to get tree control, right? And they force rotations because somebody died on the A side of the map, right? So not only are they spreading out your defense, but they're also opening up a portion of the map, and they're getting numbers advantage. So they're getting 3 advantages all at the same time. Meanwhile, what you're getting, right? If you kill this guy and you're the defender, you're just simply going to 4v5, right? You're not fighting over highly valuable map space, right? Because like fucking Twitch chat. Realistically, if you kill somebody here, it's like you just don't gain anything, right? But comparative, where if you fight A main, right? Because by that logic, oh, well then OD, don't you just want to sit back on A site and never fight anything? No, that's not true, right? By that logic though, when you're fighting A main, right? If you have A main control, right? They cannot take the A site. Where if you have mid control, that doesn't really change what they can and cannot take through a main. Does that make sense?
I see.
So it's about fighting for proper map control.